Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very pleased to welcome our panelists today. Sofia Schneider, Vice President of Artificial Intelligence for Oracle Southern Europe, and Christophe Vermont, Chief Transformation and Technology Officer for AXA. Welcome.
Thank you.
So we are going to discuss a topic of paramount importance. In a world where AI models are more capable than ever, one question is looming large: at what cost? A couple of minutes ago, President Macron said that our data centers will be fed with decarbonized energy. But if we look beyond France, what's happening? Just yesterday, an NGO, Beyond Fossil Fuels, published a report highlighting that data centers in Europe will actually have a consumption that will increase by more than 160% by 2030. This means that it will reach a quantum of consumption that is equivalent to that of a country as large as Spain. So energy demand, but also water consumption of large-scale AI are skyrocketing. Although there are initiatives like DeepSeek that shows that we could do more with less, still the constraints on our environmental resources are really mounting. So before digging on what we can do about that and how we can address those challenges, I would like to ask both of you if we could just share with us some key facts that make you realize the extent of the AI energy footprint in your own context.
Merci. So just to start with, big congratulations to France for this amazing event. I mean, President Macron, really, driving the European AI space, and congratulations for that. Allez, allez. And yeah, it is definitely a very exciting but tricky moment in the same time. And we have this incredible high-tech AI technology, and in the same time we have to make sure that we are not eating up the resources of our planet, right? We have no planet B, it's clear. But an example came to my mind when I was thinking about this is, it's like having this amazing high-tech robot and feeding it with a green energy diet. So
that's nice.
Isn't it, Christophe? So it's quite interesting how, we have to balance being innovative and continuing what AI can bring us, but on the same time making sure that we are as sustainable as possible. And we will talk about this later how, but I think there needs to be new ways of, when it comes to charging. So we need to find, the nuclear energy with the sun energy. Maybe even Oracle employees can ride bicycles and creating energy in the free time. But we need to find new ways of that.
Yes.
What is your view, Christophe?
No, but first, as you said, and let me also say that I'm very happy to be with you this afternoon and be part of this amazing event. And as our president says, I really believe this can be a founding moment to accelerate on AI in France and in Europe. So going back to your question, I don't know if it's fun, but at least this is striking. I remember very precisely a few months ago with my team, I was in my office and I was looking at this curve of carbon consumption that we projected as if we were, rolling out all the use cases that we have in mind. And clearly we saw that if we don't monitor it in a proactive way, that could offset, even outweigh the efforts that we are currently doing. So that's, I think, a very important topic, and we need to manage it carefully to leverage AI in a responsible way.
Yeah, excellent. So here comes the concept of frugal or sustainable AI. As usual, the minute we start speaking about sustainability, there is this suspicion about greenwashing that starts looming. So let's be very concrete. could you share with us what is precisely your conception of Frugal AI and how do you implement that in practice in your organization?
Yes. Shall I?
Go.
Okay. Thank you. And you can be sure we'll be practical. This is AXA style, I would say. So, AI and data is a strategic topic for AXA. This is obvious. Insurance is a business of data, and ultimately, insurance is human experts manipulating data, which is the raw material of what we are doing, basically. So that's why we put that at the very center of our strategic plan, 24-26, called Unlock the Future. And AI is not new for us. It's been years that we are using those technology to better understand risks, better prevent risks. And we've been early movers when the Gen AI appeared in 2022 with a very pragmatic approach, I would say. That's AXA style. But also with a very clear principle that we want AI to serve humans. And we've been having an approach, a 3 layers approach, I would say. One, being pragmatic, is to build the foundations. And for us, the foundations is data. There is no data, no AI without data. And second was to build infrastructure. We've been also quite early in adopting cloud. Second, we've entered a quite broad acculturation initiative to make sure that everyone in the company understands what is generative AI. So we were one of the first on the market to roll out a secured platform called AXA Secure GPT, and now we have 145,000 people using it every day to ease their life and experiment what is generative AI. And from there, we started to filter use cases, and now we are entering the adoption phase, I would say. So let me give you a few examples. We have our tied agents, for example, using Gen AI to access in a much easier way the unstructured information we have regarding contracts, claims management rules, underwriting rules. We have Gen AI supporting our operators in the call center to analyze customer interaction and be much better in supporting them. We have Gen AI for software development to speed up the build of our technological solution. And we also have AI to support our customers very directly when it comes, for example, to better prevent accidents on the road. This is called coach prevention. So we are in a scaling phase. And when it comes to scales, of course, immediately comes the question of frugality. Because those technology, and I think this needs to be said, are still very costly from a financial standpoint and from an environmental standpoint. So frugality for me means, and there is one keyword, selectivity. And I see 2 points. One is being selective in the use cases, make sure that we use those technology properly when it creates value, and make sure that we use the energy, largely speaking, energy, of course, electricity, but also the energy of the company, because this is not plug and play. We need to change the way of doing things. We need to deep dive in our value chain to really create value. So there is a matter of selectivity here. And the second is the way we select the technologies we are working with. The unit costs are still quite high. And I think this is very important that we support all the models that can appear and that are much more efficient.
Super. Sofia, perhaps more on the hardware side?
Yeah, so just to give you a little bit of an understanding, so Oracle provides technology solutions, and we cover all the stack, all the layers of the stack, starting from cloud infrastructure to our business applications. And AI is integrated throughout the entire stack, and that is definitely a value add we offer. And I mean, it's clear that AI comes with a high energy demand. Yeah, it starts with building, maintaining, and cooling those systems. So it's obviously a big question mark if AI and sustainability, ESG, can ever fully align. right? But I believe it's two sides of the same coin, right, Christophe? So obviously, frugal AI for us means how we can be more environmental, how we can reduce our overall footprint. And I think Oracle has a clear objective and clear goals defined in that area. And we have by 2050, we want to become net zero. And by 2030, we want to halve our emissions. And this is recognized by the Exponential Roadmap Initiative, to become, we are a net zero partner. Also, our Oracle Cloud Infrastructure data centers across Europe, they are running 100% on renewable energy. And last but not least, Oracle, literally in everything we produce and design, we already think about being sustainable, because with everything we produce is based on the circular economy. So 99.9% of our hardware is actually to be recycled. And these are the steps we take to make sure that we are sustainable. Obviously, we also look into better cooling, when it comes to AI. Currently, Oracle is using air and liquid cooling, and we have a very clearly defined energy management in place. So, we believe that this is the green part, or let's say how we cover sustainability, but that's not everything, because, important customers like AXA for us, maybe you can comment on that, Christophe, but it's clear that what you're looking for is performance, you look for scalability, security, cost effectiveness, and we believe with optimizing our cloud infrastructure, we can really make sure that, that you are more efficient, and efficiency and performance, end of the day, is equaling in sustainability, So we are losing less energy.
Excellent. So you have shared with us those inspiring examples of how you can make AI more energy efficient. We can add to that some other techniques like edge AI, like federated learning, also moving away, for at least shifting the focus from the race for size and brute force towards more efficient and optimized architecture. Yet there is this exponential increase in the usage, so the well-known Jevons effect. And let's be honest, everyone wants to be in this race for the AI leadership. We are hearing about the investment. They are just making our head fizzy, in particular those in the US and the Stargate projects in which you are involved at Oracle, for instance, the recent investments announced in France. So how do we manage these tensions between, I would say, legitimate and desirable AI-powered business objectives and this environmental footprint? What kind of trade-off can you put into play in order to manage that?
So I will be very quick, because I see the time is running out. But this is what you're saying is a key question for us, of course, because as an insurer, we believe, and we are fully and directly affected by the climate changes, the environmental changes, and fundamentally our mission is to make sure that the world remains insurable facing those investments. So this is strategic for us to adapt our products to this new environment, and this is also, of course, strategic that we are exemplary in the way we operate. And I'm very convinced that AI is a wonderful opportunity to support this mission. And let me give you a few examples. As of today, thanks to AI, we are much more precise in preventing wildfires using satellite images. We've been able, when facing those terrible events in Valencia recently, the flood events, we've been able to measure, thanks to AI, the height of water, to make sure that we intervene when and where this is the most critical for the people that were suffering those events. So clearly, AI can contribute for good, and clearly AI can help us facing those new conditions, and especially on the environment side. But on the other side, we need to be exemplary the way we use it. And I think this is a collective matter. This is a matter of each of us in the tech community, in the business community. At AXA level, we can act very directly on what we are doing. For example, we are training our people in developing more sustainable tech solutions. We are training our people to be more efficient in prompting. But ultimately, this also relies in the way our providers are more responsible. And to be honest, this is not very easy those days, and I think we still like transparency. And that would be my main message today, the search for transparency and the support that we shall have to the most efficient models. I think this is key.
So, Sofia, what do you respond to that, this request, I think, supported by many others for more transparency?
Yeah, I mean, you know, with the AI, with each new model coming out, it's more performant, right? So that also means that, again, increasing performance means that we are more efficient, and that has to be linked with sustainability. You know, I believe our collaboration with NVIDIA is super important to highlight here, because with NVIDIA and the startups, AI startups, I believe we can really scale, you know, from just a very small, starting with the 3-rack solutions, you can scale up to the world's largest AI supercomputer, you know, of 131,000 GPUs, right? So I believe that is also an important fact, that we can scale, and that makes us the fastest and the most cost efficient. Again, supporting our customers to, you know, to cover their business needs, and again, being a sustainable end of the day. And then last, what I want to highlight here is, again, the fact that is, I believe, super important, that we have AI integrated in our applications, and that helps customers to react quickly and to start using AI and being innovative and focus on that, rather than trying to become an expert or having to manage their own systems.
Super. So we have 2 minutes left. I would like you to take each 1 minute to convey your key message to the audience, and perhaps also to the policymakers present here in the AI Summit in relation to Frugal AI.
Okay.
Sofia?
So, you know, for me, it's about digital transformation. And, you know, I was yesterday lucky to be at the Grand Palais, an amazing place. And, you know, a lot of companies and private and public sector institutions talked about the EU to be, you know, EU competitiveness. And what we see from Oracle is that, you know, while private companies really start to use our cloud solutions and go that path, we believe that the public sector is still a bit behind, let's call it, and we urge the European Commission to take this seriously and make sure that we close this gap. And, you know, one Henna Virkunen, who is the Executive Vice President for Technology, Security and Democracy, said, you know, that we need to adapt, embrace new technologies and thrive, or the risk is that we are falling behind. So that is a little bit the message we want to send, to make sure that, you know, if we want Europe to be in this leading space, we really need to now make the step and move to that direction.
So thank you. On my end, I mean, more generally speaking, I think those 2 days shows that we are shifting a bit in terms of mindset, and I think this is very important, that policymakers create this environment so that we make that AI easy to do business with AI, and of course balancing with the risks that we've been talking about. And hearing our president and also our ministers, I think we are moving towards this new, I would say, environment, and I think this is super important. And second, I will repeat myself, we need to have this collective consciousness regarding Frugal AI and the transparency around that. And I think we should incentivize actors to go in that direction and support, again, all the solutions that will help us to have a responsible leverage of this technology.
Thank you so much. A big thank you to our panelists and to the audience. Thank you.
Merci.
Thank you.